Good morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on Friday the 5th of May, 2023. Nice breezy day. A little bit of clouds over there. We're not getting the rain like south of here. I'm here in way south and Palawan. They're getting some pretty good rains, but it's missed us. So, but kind of a moving along morning. The trike got another flat, and of course it can't be the front wheel. It's easy to get off. Can't be the tricycle wheel. It's got to be the drive wheel. So that was something I had to get taken care of this morning. At least it was a slow leak. You know, picked up a drywall screw, poked a little hole so I could get some air into it. You know, just to keep it running this morning before I took it apart. And of course the battery took a crap also. I pulled it out. One nice thing about these bikes, when you could take the battery out and they'll stay running, which is a good thing. So the charging system's okay. But I don't have a lot on it. It should have lasted a lot longer than it did. They just put absolute crap in there. I put a tester on it, and it was only showing about 6 volts. And then I went ahead and put it on the charger. That lasted for about 2 minutes, and it said fully charged, and I was at 6 volts. So it took a crap. Just the cheap stuff. They're keeping the price down on the bike. I imagine they paid about 2 cents for the battery they put in it. But I picked one up today. It was 1,000 peso for a battery. Now they call them maintenance free, but I'm not kidding you. Pull that sticker off and make sure you watch the water in them, because they do go out. This battery I had in there was constantly going low on water. I mean, it seemed I was checking it once a month, and I was like, holy cow, this is really low. So I started checking it weekly, and it was just going down, especially 2 cells on the end. They were going down quite a bit, very, very quickly. Don't forget, use just distilled water in them. Don't put regular tap water or anything like that. Of course, me putting distilled water in there didn't help much, so take that with a grain of salt. But we got her up and running again. Needs cleaned. I got to tape up some wires on there. I taped the wires underneath the bottom, and they come loose, so I got to do that yet. But at least I got cleaned up. I got to oil the chain yet. But I still say, guys, if you're going to come here, that's one of your best modes of travel. I just went right up the street, picked up a battery. You know, I was thinking about that. My battery on the Piaggio was this big, stupid-looking battery. Who the heck's going to have that if your battery takes a crap? Now, that was a diesel. It would run with the battery off, because I went ahead and started it up the one day and took the battery off. It stayed running, so that's good. And that one also, really nice about that one, it had a hand crank that comes with it on the Piaggio. If your battery does go dead, you can hand crank it to start it. It's not easy. Diesel. I think that one had 22-to-1 compression. Believe me, it wasn't easy to get that thing started over, but I got it. I got it started just to see. I wanted to make sure I could do it if something happened on the road. You know, I always like to test the equipment I have and use it, try it, make sure it works. Like this Honda, the little jack they gave you, absolutely worthless. I have a plug kit in there, but if I get a big cut in a tire and got to change it, what a bummer that's going to be. They don't give you good jacks like they used to. They give you these little scissor jacks that they get from who knows where, but they're paper thin metal, and if you're not on perfectly level ground, it's worthless. I hooked it up and tried it. You know, it tells you where to put it under the car. They should make these things so that you can get them so they're real low and you can get them underneath the suspension, and that way you can lift up, and you only got to lift up a little bit. This jack, I got to go to full extension on level ground just to get it to pick the tire up, because you think, when it's flat, you think that, oh yeah, that's going to be easy, and then when you go to put the new tire on, it's not high enough. You got to wind this thing all the way up, and I just don't trust the new jacks that they have. But it's what you get. It's pretty much anywhere, and I definitely don't want to carry that big hydraulic jack around. You get in an accident or something and that cuts loose, it's gonna smash some heads for sure. But don't forget too, when you're taking your battery out, always pull that neutral first and clear that out of the way, of the ground, but get that out of the way, and then do your positive. Same with putting it back on, positive first, negative ground second. And then, unless you're a positive ground, I used to have an old 50 Plymouth. I had a 46, 50, and 51, a 52 Dodge, and they all have positive grounds on them. And the other thing they used to have, and I found out the hard way, changing the tire on the right side, it's regular threads, and on the left side, it's Whitworth. And they're not nuts that go on the bolts. You have to set that tire in place and then put the bolt in through on those. So that's something. If you ever have one of them, so you know. Come on, Shakes. But our little pup, he's doing really good. When we took off this morning to get the battery, right now he's getting to where he jumps right in the trike. And if he's slow to get in the trike, I just start driving up the street, let him run a little bit, and then he wants to get in. But he's really moving along in his training. He's a wonderful little pup. I can't believe what a nice pup. But these guys that got him, that got the dogs, none of them, they're like, wow, this is the best dang dog. You know, that really listens well. The one fellow was telling me it hasn't Peter pooped in his house since he got it, not once. And the other guy said the one peed, and he scolded it because I told him you don't have to be rough with these ones. They're very sensitive and fantastic. I can't believe what a wonderful little puppy he's being. But we did get the kids off to school today. It's going to be their last day. Get a couple days off. I don't think we're going to be doing much this month on the way of trips or anything, because we have the dang, what do you call it, embassy for my wife's visa. And the way TransferWise does, this is no kidding, I can transfer money with them. One day it was 25 minutes and I got it. This month it was 5 days because of the international holiday, May Day, communist holiday, by the way. So that was their excuse for holding that up for quite a bit. So I never know. So I got to make sure I got enough money in my pocket to pay for that. We don't want to miss that appointment, so we're planning on going a day early and just staying in somewhere up in Manila. We got to find a place yet. We're still getting paperwork, as much paperwork. Talked to a friend that his wife got a visa, and even pictures of your dogs. Anything to support that your woman's coming back. We're not going to even try to fly out of Manila because all the headaches, so many people getting turned around and all the crap that they pull down there. So we're going to go out of Cebu. We're hoping that the visa comes through before the kids start school again, so that we can get out there and let the kids see what America's about. I want them to, that's half of their heritage. I'd like them to see that, and my wife too. I want her to see that, because she's not going to believe the difference from here to there. It's just amazing. I know different places I lived never had traffic like we do here. If there's traffic, it's because there was an accident or somebody hit a deer or something like that. And people will pull over to help. I did notice that here in the Philippines, though, if you get in any kind of a accident or wreck, people come right out and help. I saw a fella fall down on his bike, and he got scraped up pretty good. And man, this Filipinos just ran to him. A bunch of them helped him with his bike up, helped him get off the road to his feet. And the bike wouldn't start. Next thing you know, the fix-it guy was there. Somebody went and got him, and they got the fella up and running. So, that's kind of a nice thing. Good support group. Morning. It's my neighbor that got the. He rides his bike all the time. He should take his dogs when he's riding his bike, but he's got the little female pup. Keeps it in the house. He says it's just his big baby, but he's always out walking his pups. I kind of like that guy. I was glad that he got one of the pups, that he even wanted one, because I think he's got 3 already, and so now he's got 4. But he takes good care of his pups. Always early in the morning when I'm walking, I always see him out. He'll take 2, and then he's got 1 that he just takes it by itself, And of course he's got that little one. These guys, I swear these pups I got there, they got cat in them. They'll sleep all day if you let them. But Boomer's growing. His weight compared to Shaky, he's not far behind her in weight. When you pick him up, his feet are bigger than hers already. It just amazes me how fast he's growing. Faye went up and got some more Vicks Vapo. We were getting low on the Vicks Vapo rub, so we got her. Somebody was teasing me. He said, well, it didn't work last time. And I said, yeah, what happened last time was we gave her a bath, and then I was waiting for her to get dry, and I thought I'll take her for a little trip, and she ran off. So that's how she got caught. We know the exact day, and it's just what you do. But we got her slathered up with the Vicks. Probably going to give her a bath again today before I get my bath. But beautiful day. Sweetie's doing some laundry. I wish she'd quit doing it in the damn bucket though and use the machine more. But these guys are working. Nice fellow. All those guys are nice fellows over there. I want to get I had one in the States. I'd like to get one here. Magnetic tray for there. Another thing on these batteries. Hello. Another thing on these batteries, they always do the stupidest things to get the screw. Instead of it having a nut or something that fits in there tight so you can line it up and put it through, they don't. It just sort of sits in there and you got to fiddle fart around with it. Another thing I don't like about this bike, the battery is on the Tricycle side. It's not over here on this side, which really sucks. You know, when you need to do that, when you need to get your battery or any of your wiring, anything like that, it should be on the left-hand side so you can get to it easy. Maybe they do that for theft, I don't know, but I never hear of anybody stealing a battery. I mean, if they're going to steal a Tricycle, they steal the whole thing. But I don't know. I just don't get it. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. This is just our day. You know, another day, another dollar. Well, another peso anyway. So I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to pray for each other. And this is Rickshaw out.